Africa, a continent of 1 billion people bursting with youthful energy and dynamic diversity. Africa, a vibrant, bustling environment that sets it apart from any other continent or investment destination. Regional integration, once a distant dream, fast becoming a reality.
How are you this morning, my brother?
Integrate Africa, a key bank high-five priority, is rapidly helping to break down barriers to the movement of people, goods, information and services. Dynamic public-private partnerships are propelling Africa's economic transformation in ways that will soon make the continent the world's largest free trade zone. For 55 years, the African Development Bank Group has championed social and economic development, trade and investment all across Africa. The bank's regional integration strategy will help improve infrastructure connectivity, enhance trade and investment, promote financial integration, and enable regional economic communities. Here in Kenya, prior to the construction of the Addis-Mombasa Highway, poor roads made access to markets difficult for local vendors and truck drivers who for years experienced severe financial losses.
Mwanzo nikianza kulikuwa na shida kwa sababu ya ilikuwa tunatumia hata kama wiki mzima kutoka Nairobi mpaka Moyale. Alafu kutoka Moyale mpaka Addis tulikuwa tunatumia kama wiki mzima. Mimi huenda na kama masaa 24.
The Addis-Mombasa Highway, linking Kenya and Ethiopia, has made cross-border traffic between both countries faster, easier, less stressful, and transport and shipping costs much lower. Vegetable sellers like Teresa Kanina say business has blossomed since road improvements began.
Kwa sababu ya biashara, kama wakati wa mvua ilikuwa inakaa sana hata zaidi ya wiki kwa barabara, na kama mboga kama hii wakati kama huu ya mvua ilikuwa inaharibika sana, inafika hapa kama imeosha. Kwa hivyo ilikuwa na faida kubwa sana, ilikuwa inapoteza pesa mingi, lakini sasa hizi iko sawa, inachafika hata na siku moja.
Substantial achievements are being made through increased regional integration. In just 5 years, the bank has invested more than $15 billion in regional infrastructure projects, including cross-border transportation, energy, water, and ICT connections.
So when they embarks, okay, approved, but maintain continuous listening watch.
Good afternoon, 9 Echo, 60,300, sending flight level 80,
The bank's funding of a new wing at Ghana's Kotoka International Airport in Accra will add much-needed increased capacity to this regional hub. The ultra-modern terminal in Kotoka will double the airport's capacity from 2.5 million passengers to 5 million passengers per year. The expansion is coming just in time as consumer spending on tourism and recreation in Africa is expected to double by 2030.
Welcome to Worldfish by Port, the preferred access to Southern Africa.
A newly expanded container terminal in Namibia is strengthening the region's position as a major hub to accelerate trade between the Southern African Development Community and the rest of the world. The bank provided 90% of the project's cost with a $300 million loan, which will multiply the port container's capacity by 33% and positively impact lives.
Makes me feel very happy because I will learn new technology. Salary-wise, it will also be a good thing.
For 16 landlocked countries in the region, access and connectivity to markets is still a challenge for millions of entrepreneurs and scores of persons working in the informal economy. With bank funding of 60 million euros, the Lome Port Expansion Project is making a difference in the time and quantity of goods moving to and from the neighboring landlocked countries of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger.
Ça nous fait développer, ça nous fait augmenter notre revenu pour mieux nourrir ma famille, mettre ma famille à l'aise, prendre en charge mes enfants.
Africa's infrastructure investments also require administrative support and policy changes. One-stop border posts such as this bank-funded link between Kenya and Tanzania are revolutionizing trade and the free movement of ideas, information, people, goods and services in unprecedented ways. Before 2009, there was not a single one-stop border post in Africa. Today, there are almost 80, with many more in the pipeline.
We are going to replicate some of these initiatives even on our external borders with Ethiopia, with DRC, with Zambia.
The bank's Visa Openness Index, which measures the number of African countries not requiring visas for fellow Africans, shows an increase from 20% in 2016 to 25% in 2018. Freer movement of people means increased trade and prosperity for all. Beyond transportation and the hard infrastructure of tens of thousands of kilometers of roads and highways, airports and terminals, or cross-border power grids, the bank's support for regional integration also includes ICT and the soft infrastructure of financial and market integration. Intra-African trade, that is trade among African countries, has historically been low and is estimated to be between 14 and 18% of total trade. In comparison, intra-regional trade in Asia is 59% of its total trade. The Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement is a major remedy. It will remove or liberalize tariffs on 90% of goods and pave the way for intra-Africa trade of 50% of total trade by 2040. The African Continental Free Trade Area is just one part of a continent-wide plan for economic development and cooperation. Initiatives such as the Protocol on the Free Movement of Persons, the Right of Residence and Right of Establishment, and the Single African Air Transport Market will take trade, business, entrepreneurship, and the cross-border transfer of knowledge, goods, services, people, finance, and energy to a whole new level.
Antigamente fazia-se o trabalho de estar na placa, tentar ver se diminuía o atraso do voo, porque o aeroporto em si não permitia que o voo saísse no horário. O aeroporto em si hoje em dia não tem absolutamente nada a ver com o anterior. Portanto, a minha vida melhorou bastante, porque diminuindo o meu stress é óbvio que o meu ânimo entrando no avião já é diferente.
The African Development Bank is fully committed to regional integration that drives social and economic development. Over the next few years, it is anticipated that the bank will require approximately $12 billion to support regional integration that expands access to domestic and international markets, increases trade volumes and revenues, creates jobs, promotes development, and significantly reduces poverty. Whether constructing or rehabilitating more than 16,000 kilometers of cross-border roads, enhancing regional infrastructure networks, growing air travel for millions of passengers a year, supporting ICT projects that will soon expand internet connectivity to 30% by 2025, building one-stop border posts, sharing knowledge, or facilitating policy dialogues, the African Development Bank is delivering on Africa's regional integration aspirations and making a difference.